Hi, welcome to Fit and Free Stretching and Strengthening with me. I'm Angel. Thanks for stopping by. I am just checking in with my own body, is my usual, and inviting you to join me if you feel like it. It's a good time to remind you don't have to brush your hair or wear any special outfit or hand build yourself any special one of a kind domes like the Head Hutt here, to check in with yourself. Give yourself a little love, wiggle around, maybe indulge in a little silliness or a little sing in your life. I encourage you to just take a few breaths, let go of some stress. You can set it down gently and pick it back up, or you can just toss it to the wind, let it roll off your back like water off a duck's back. All of those are good. Let go of the past like it was yesterday, I like to say. Make room for new stresses. There'll be more problems tomorrow. You don't have to hang on to yesterday's problems, in my experience. Again, I give you permission to sigh and move about the cabin. I need these to see, but also they kind of hurt my face. I'm going to take just a breath or so to root myself into the center of the earth. Again, I remind you there's not one right way, not one wrong way. You are, of course, welcome to follow along and do your version of what I'm going to do, or do your own thing completely. The main idea is just to check in with yourself. Give yourself a little love, a little stretching, a little strengthening, a little recentering, aligning, rooting myself through the sits bones into the center of the earth, stretching myself from the center of the sky. I'm going to add just a little side to side twist. I'm doing a seated session today because that's convenient for the camera situation. Another deeper twist, this time looking behind me a little bit. There goes the glasses, and another twist. Again, looking behind me, just noticing where there's stagnation, where there's suppleness. Let's do some deep inhalations and shoulder shrugs. Tensing up, breathing in. I'm going to bring up the pelvic floor, curling fingers and toes, just really getting into tensing everything up, pulling up in the pelvic floor, and then just letting all that go. Shaking it out, releasing. I'm going to do that a couple more times, just really getting into it. Breathing in and tensing, pulling everything up. Ooh. And a little bit more and holding. And then just releasing all of that. Do a little of that Stevie Wonder head motion. Feels good for the neck. I got a lot of crunchies and pops and inflammation in there. I'm contending with some dental issues. Oh boy, it's kind of the one of the many joys of getting older. I say only half sarcastically. Really, really it is. I am grateful to be getting older. Let's do one more shoulder shrug. Deep breath in. I'm just going to vary up that. Pulling everything in, pulling up in the pelvic floor, and then just enjoying a nice audible sigh. I encourage you to try out various audible sighs, see how they feel in your body. Let's try a couple now. Ready? Again, rooting myself into the center of the earth. You do whatever variety feels good in your body. I encourage you to just explore and be curious and see what comes out of you now that you have my permission to make a sound on the exhale. Let's inhale, dropping the diaphragm, releasing the belly, and then try out an audible exhale of some sort, aka a sigh. Let's do more of a typical sigh. Ready? Inhaling. Relaxing the belly, expanding the rib cage. And then pushing all that air out, pushing up with the diaphragm, squeezing the lungs. Give that an extra little ringing out. And let's do one more. Letting those lungs fill, dropping the belly down here. Can't see, but really relaxing the belly. And then roll into that exhale a little bit, rounding the spine. I'm hanging on to my knees. I'm sorry that you can't see very well. I don't think I can tip this anymore without you going over. So hanging on to the knees, rounding the spine. You could do like I'm doing and roll onto the sits bones, or you can do that from your regular seated position. I do encourage you to get down on the floor more often. Let's put these silly booted shoes up. It's a good reminder. You don't need any special outfit. I already said that, didn't I? Yep. No special moves even to do a little checking in with yourself. A little practicing the silliness. Just alternating stretched legs. That feels good. Pulling up and rolling back in the torso a little bit. Let's pull forward. I'm using my hands on my knees. Pull the chest forward. Let's enjoy another nice heavy sigh. And rolling back on the back of that sits bone. Just balancing there a little bit. Let's give some ankle rotations. Checking in with those little bones. Speaking of that, let's do a little hand rotation. Getting ready to do a lot of driving. Going to Mexico to get my teeth fixed. I'm excited. Never been so excited for a root canal. Bringing this arm across the body. Let's wiggle that shoulder around, just loosening that up. Oh, got a lot of ka-chunks in there. It's a kind of ka-chunky day. Just doing what I can to take care of the little rituals that make my day better, like stretching. Bringing the other arm across the body. Let's wiggle that shoulder around. Just knocking loose a little bit of that stagnation at least. Probably not doing it perfectly, and that's okay. Just, again, loosening things up, listening to the body, showing up for myself. And that's like 80% of the battle right there. Just showing up, being consistent, keeping your word, doing the best you can. Give that a little more stretching. I'm going to do a little behind the back arm clasping, rolling the shoulders toward each other, rolling the elbows towards each other. Clasping those hands and then rolling forward. I know that's not ideal for the camera, but it feels good in the body. And then lifting the chest, keeping those arms together. Whew, got a lot of pain in there, so I'm just doing what I can to dissipate some of that. Let's just encourage some of that to go. Let go. Just doing some extra stretching through here. Let's do some stretching in the neck. Again, getting ready to drive. Just encouraging everything to relax. Keep in flow. Letting it know I love it. And we're all in this together. Definitely got some hitches and giddy up over there. Just giving that a little love. Don't try that at home. I got some ka-chunks that want unka-chunking. That's the fancy term for it, in case you didn't know. I'm going to do some spinal rolls. Try to not knock this jar down the hole. I got a whole nother story underneath me. Speaking of stories, in the Head Hutt here, it's the spinal rolls. I know, again, the camera's not set up great for this, but I am just rounding the spine and just playing around on the floor. There are righter and wronger ways, but again, I encourage you to just get down on the floor, play around a little bit, maybe try rolling on your spine like I'm doing, if that sounds appealing, or if not, just try getting down on the floor. Maybe doing some squatting. That's another one of my favorite things to do on the daily. I've been slacking on a lot of my dailies, so I'll just run through a few of them. As I mentioned, I'm getting ready to take a long drive in the car and get a root canal, all that taxing on the body, so it's a good idea to just give myself some releasing, relaxing. On that note, let's do some cat-cow stretching, coming into tabletop with a relatively flat back. Knees are under hips and palms are under shoulders. And then I'm going to round the spine, tucking the tailbone, tucking the chin, and just pushing through the palms from the center of the earth, rounding the spine, both front to back and side to side. Really just enjoying that rounding sensation. And then on exhale, I'm going to go into what's called a cat position, or no, that was the cat. This is the cow position. Arcing the back the other way, tipping the tailbone toward the back of the head, lifting the chest and the eyes and the head, still pushing through the palms, keeping these feet relaxed back here. I'm going to do a couple rounds of that with the breath, breathing in, rounding, and then exhaling. Add some tongue stretch there. I might do a couple rounds with the breath that way and then reverse it. Then I'm going to reverse, breathing in. Exhaling into the cat. Breathing in, letting the belly just sag, pushing up in the chest. Rounding the spine, squeezing the diaphragm. And one more. Inhaling. Lifting the chest, tipping the tailbone, dropping the belly. And then exhaling, squeezing all that, rounding, pushing through the palms, tucking the tailbone under. And then coming back to neutral. Let's do just a little bit of stretching. Oh, never mind. I was going to stretch and then I remembered I don't have room. So I'm going to come back here into what's typically called Saison, where I come from. Just sitting on the feet. Just bring my attention back into the center of my body and the center of the earth, and the center of the sky. Working on my clap snaps. I hope that you are remembering to love being you, because you're worth it. And who else is going to do it? Thank you for stopping by. Let me know if you have any questions or requests, and I will take those into account. Ciao for now.